So I have had multiple dreams of the coming invasion to America by foreign troops, but I'm going to be sharing two of them. So the first dream that I had was December 31st, 2022. I'm going to be reading out of my notebook. At my mom's house, I looked out the window and saw warplanes in the sky. There were a lot of them. It was dark outside. I remember telling my family they're here and showing them because we always talked about it but never knew when it would happen. And the noise coming from those planes that filled up the sky was so frightening. We started looking for hiding spots. I opened the closet door and got inside and tried to see where my daughter would fit. My sister was able to fit inside also. I ran and grabbed my holy oil and started anointing the doors and windows of my mom's house. It was daylight outside, so this took place like in the middle of the night going into the morning. So I put holy oil on the front door and I started praying. My sister was trying to interrupt my prayer by asking me a question, but I continued. And when I finished, I said, my sister's name, "Are you really going to interrupt me while I'm having a conversation with God?" And she apologized because she was looking for something, because the scene was like so chaotic. Everybody was in a hurry trying to get things in order, trying to get things in place. So I then went over to the window to anoint the window by the front door. And I started praying over it for God to protect this entryway so the soldiers wouldn't come in. And outside was very chaotic still, with planes and noise in the sky. I remember thinking to myself, like, there must be 1 million troops in America by now, because there were so many planes like over the state of Florida alone. So I looked at the front window, and I saw my brother walking down the sidewalk. Now my brother, he doesn't stay with my mom. He stays over like 4 hours away. So I saw him walking down the sidewalk with his suitcase, walking up to the door, and we were all excited that he was there. So my sister, for whatever reason, opened the front door and a part of the window broke. I remember asking her why. Like, why did she open the door? Why did she break the window? Then I saw a green army truck driving into the neighborhood. I told my family, it's time. They're about to come and start pulling us out of our homes and putting us into camps. And then I woke up. Now, the next dream I had was recently, which was January 25th, 2024. I didn't write this dream down, so I'm going based off memory. I'm sorry, I did write it down on my phone, but since I'm recording on my phone, I can't read from it. So in this dream, I was in an apartment complex. It was I was with my mom. I remember her being there, and some other people that I don't know. Like, I don't know, they were in my dream, but I don't know these people like in real life. So we were all in this apartment complex, and we were in a front room, and there was 2 clowns in our front room. So we apparently had hired these 2 clowns to come out and entertain us for whatever reason. I don't know if there was a kid's birthday party or what was going on, but we hired them to be there. So as they're entertaining and doing what clowns do, I looked out my front window and I see planes in the sky, and I see paratroopers. Now, as these paratroopers got closer, I noticed that these paratroopers were clowns. The same clowns that were sitting in our front room. They were in our front room. So as I noticed this, I go to my mom and I tell my mom, I'm like, look outside, they're here. And she didn't believe me at first, because she was busy having fun, enjoying a party or whatever. So she came up to the window and she seen it for herself. So that's when me and her, we went to this back room that was, it was next to the living room, but it was like in a cut. And we went to this back room. Everybody else in the house, we all like huddled up together in this back room to discuss what was going on. And these were my exact words. I said, they're agents. They're agents. Like, they not clowns for real. They not who we think they are. Like, they're agents. They're working with them people. Like, they're soldiers. They're agents, is what I was saying. Now, in a dream, I could also see that the clowns were able to hear me. They were able to hear us having this conversation. And they were sitting on the couch and they were listening. And then one of them like pulled a gun off their hip, like starting to pulling their gun out. So after that, they got up, they stood up, and they started walking like towards us. So we started moving around, you know, getting nervous because we didn't know what they was going to do after that. But they ended up leaving out the back door. So after that, as they're leaving out, one of the guys who I guess lived there with us, he invited his friend to come inside for whatever reason. I can also hear some other people in another room in the house having a conversation, and they're like, we have Russia, we have China, two of the most powerful countries, and now look, they're here. This is what they were saying. And then it was another guy that I ran into inside the house, and he was just acting like nothing happened, like he was unaware of anything that was going on. So I grabbed him and I said, they about to come and put you in a camp. Like, wake up, like to try to get his attention. Like, wake up, they about to come and put you in a camp. Do you know what's going on right now? So after that, the scene switched and I ended up in the kitchen on the floor. And what I said out of my mouth was, millions will die. Those were the exact words that I said. Millions will die. So this is what I'm saying. Yes, America, the United States of America, aka Mystery Babylon, will be invaded by Russia, China, and other allies that are going to be with them. We will go to war. And a lot of things, and one thing that the body of got to realize is that God is a God of judgment. He's not just peace. He's not just peace and love and all rainbows. No, of course he is a God of love. Of course he loves each and every one of us. He wished that no man shall perish. But he is also a God of judgment. And we should have a holy fear of the Lord, because he don't play. If y'all read y'all Bibles, y'all will know that God said he don't play. And he also said, I don't change. I'm the same God yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Vengeance is mine, said the Lord, to Mystery Babylon, the United States of America.